everyone, thank you for checking out my video today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chris and we talk about all kinds of outdoor apparel here on this channel. I have a ton of videos all about different base layers, jackets, pants, boots, some backpacks, and even sunglasses. And it ties into a website that I have called meandmyjackets.com, where we look at what to wear when we're outdoors doing activities like hiking, trekking, climbing, skiing, snowboarding, and camping, fishing, and sailing. So all kinds of outdoor activities. We look at ways to what to wear to keep you warm and dry and comfortable when you're out there doing all this. So here on my channel, I have a ton of videos, well over 300 videos at this point. And I have all the different videos broken down into different categories in the playlists. So that should help you find things a little bit easier. All right. So today, let's just dive into this. We are talking about hard shells and rain jackets. We're going to talk about the different types of materials that are used in these jackets and how that makes each jacket a little bit different. We will talk about some of the descriptions that you'll see on a company's website about these jackets when they have things like 3L, 20D, such and such, EPE, all kinds of different things, DWR, PFC. What does all that mean? We're going to talk all about it today. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll understand what all that is and understand how each jacket is constructed and why one might be better at something than another. All right, so as I said, I'm kind of combining hard shell jackets, here with rain jackets. And basically, to me, a rain jacket is going to be a simpler, lighter, perhaps, type of hard shell. Okay, so that's why I'm going to kind of clump it together. Now, a while back, I did another video here on my channel, basically all about hard shells. And in that video, it talked about what they are, how they're used, different types of hard shells that are available, different features you might find on different, pieces. And this video, we're diving more into the materials, right? All the different layers, what they are, how they work. Okay, so a little more in depth. So let's get into this. Hard shells, basically, if you don't know, are basically a outer layer. Now, I know you can wear jackets over them sometimes, right? Like a belay jacket or something like that can be put over top of a hard shell. But typically, a hard shell is a protective outer layer. It's going to be windproof. It's going to be waterproof. Hopefully, it's going to be breathable, all right? And it's going to provide some abrasion resistance, some durability. It's going to be a little rougher, tougher type jacket for the most part. That's basically what a hard shell jacket is. Now, the rain jacket is just simply going to be a waterproof, windproof, again, hopefully breathable jacket that's perhaps a little lighter in duty, just to protect you when it's raining. It may not be so abrasion resistant. It might not be, as tough and durable, things like that. So if we go on a company's website and we look up a particular product, a particular hard shell jacket, you may see things like 3L, 50D, EPE, PFC, DWR, all this stuff, okay? Let's talk about the layers. So when you see 3L, 2.5L, 2L, basically what that means is the layers of fabric that the product uses. So typically, the first layer, the outer face fabric, is going to be a durable material that is going to help protect the jacket from abrasion, tears, punctures. Overall, it's going to strengthen the entire integrity of the jacket, which is going to help it last longer, right? And just be more durable. It can be water resistant, as many outer face fabrics are treated with a DWR coating. So a DWR coating is a durable water repellent coating. And we want to look for something that's PFC free. So what does that mean? It's basically a polyfluorinated carbons that are used in a lot of older jackets that are toxic in the environment. So we want to find these products and use the products that are PFC free, that no longer contain these polyfluorinated carbonated materials. So that's basically a good idea to keep an eye out for. Now I have a whole nother video all about DWRs and PFCs and all that. You can see that here. Please check that out because that's really pretty important, and hopefully everyone can be aware of that and buy products that do not contain these toxic chemicals anymore. But all right, that's another video. So yeah, your outer face fabric, right, is going to be protective. It's going to strengthen the jacket. It's probably, hopefully, going to contain a DWR coating. And that coating is going to help to repel water, all right, which basically what it's going to do is, even though you have a waterproof membrane under it, repelling the water on the surface puts a lot less pressure, so to speak, or a lot less work upon the membrane itself to keep the water out. It's kind of repelling the water before it actually gets into the membrane. They can also be dirt resistant, oil resistant. Some of them may have a UV protective coating on it as well. And then some outer face fabrics may actually provide stretch and comfort. So that depends, again, on the product and the whole bit. Generally, hard shell jackets are not going to be very stretchy, all right? They're going to be durable and tough, and but there are some products that do contain a membrane that are a little more stretchy and providing more mobility. They are basically going to be made out of like a nylon, a polyester, all right? Again, something durable. So you will see that a number like a 40D, 70D, 50D, 100D, all right, something like that. So what that means is it's the thickness, the denier of the outer face fabric. So if a particular jacket says, I'm just going to throw this out, 70D, that doesn't mean the overall 3 layers of fabric. That's simply the outer layer, that's the 70 denier, okay? Now, the higher the denier, the more durable, the thicker the material is. All right, so a 70D is going to be more durable and thicker, heavier material than a 40D, okay? Sometimes you will see websites that will have 70D by 140D or 40D by 80D, all right? What that means, and this is not very common, but I have seen it, is that some materials are made out of woven fibers, right? The fibers in one direction may be 70 denier, but in the other direction, they may be thicker, heavier, a tighter weave that's now 140 denier or something like that, okay? So just understand that sometimes you'll see that. Now, there are jackets that may say 40 denier, whatever material, and then underneath it'll say 80 denier, So some jackets are mapped with fabrics, meaning that in certain parts of the jacket, they have an 80 denier fabric, maybe in places that are a little more prone to abrasion, and hard wear and tear. And then in other parts of the jacket, they may be the 40 denier, lighter material. So, where the abrasion resistance and durability is not as important. So sometimes that's used to overall bring the weight of the garment down. Okay? So that's basically, your outer face fabric. So that's your first layer. Your second layer is typically the membrane. Now, there are many different types of membranes, all right? Each company uses something different. Gore-Tex is a huge company that makes really, really nice membranes. There's a regular Gore-Tex membrane, then there's a Gore-Tex Pro membrane. There's a Gore-Tex Most Breathable. There's a Gore-Tex Most Rugged. Okay, so there's different qualities, different types of materials. Dermazax is another one. It's made by a company called Touré. They're very popular. And then a lot of different companies make their own membranes. Patagonia has H2No. Helly Hansen uses Helitech. Mountain Equipment has Dry Light. And Cortizoo has Barrier CT. All right? All basically the same idea. These are the membranes that are going to keep you dry, right, windproof, and hopefully be breathable. So different membranes, different companies may have little different ratings as far as waterproof, wind resistance is usually all pretty good. The two that were most important is the water resistance and the breathability. Okay? Now, breathability is really important because without it being breathable, it's going to be like wearing a plastic bag over you. All right? It's going to get sweaty. It's going to get clammy inside. It's going to get disgusting, right? And really uncomfortable. Having the ability to block out water from one side, yet allowing moisture vapor out through it is a really important thing. So there's this thing, bear with me here, I have a little note. It's got MVTR, and that basically stands for moisture vapor transmission rate. So a lot of the different membranes are rated according to this moisture vapor transmission rate. And that states obviously higher the number, 10,000 to 20,000 and higher as to how breathable the jacket is. Same with water, okay? Water is actually tested on the membrane, on pressure down on it, and how well that membrane can keep the water out under a certain load, okay? I'm not going to get into all that technical stuff, but basically the higher the number, the better. A Gore-Tex, typical Gore-Tex membrane might be 20,000, rated at 20,000 for water resistance. A Gore-Tex Pro might be 28,000. So, that's really high standards, okay? So something to look for as well. Make sure it has a nice breathability of maybe, 20,000 and a water resistance of around 20,000 and higher. Okay, so that is your second layer, the actual membrane. The third layer is typically a backing material behind the membrane that is on the inside of the jacket. Okay, so I hold this up. What you see here is the backing material. All right, now the backing materials can vary greatly as to what they are. Basically, again, they are going to provide comfort. All right, I think the main issue with it is to provide comfort. And again, breathability. It has to be able to breathe. It has to be able to allow that hot moisture vapor inside the jacket to go through. So the breathability, but comfort. So I say comfort because there often smooth finishes, sometimes a little more silky finish. So when you put these jackets on over top of other layers like I'm wearing here, this will slide right down inside the sleeves. It's comfortable, it slips, easily on. Some jackets don't have that inside backer. We'll get into that in a minute. And they're a little more rubbery, plasticky feeling inside the jacket because it's actually the back of the membrane. So things don't slide through so easily, and you might start to feel a little more clammy, right? Sweaty inside of it. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So different materials can be used inside. It could be like a knit backer. Okay, it could be a high density woven material, maybe like a nylon or a polyester on the inside. It might have like a microgrid material, which might help it to breathe and yet add some durability, strengthen it a little bit, some kind of a textured material. And it could even be perhaps a brushed fleece type or wool lining, or something like a merino wool lining or a brushed fleece of some sort. So advantages and disadvantages to it, right? The heavier the backing is, the heavier the jacket will be, the less packable it will be. Perhaps if there is a fleece lining or something inside of it, it's going to add extra warmth, but it might hold more moisture as well. So, these jackets are breathable, okay? They are considered breathable, but they are basically, let's look at it, in the big picture of things. They are a protective layer, okay? Their job is to keep the cold air, the cold wind, the rain, the ice, the snow out. Now, that means they're pretty tough and durable. So yes, they are breathable, certainly a lot more breathable than, like I said, putting on a big hefty garbage bag or plastic bag over you, right? But they're still not going to freely let air flow through it, okay? Like a fleece jacket does, or some breathable insulated jackets can. Its job is to protect you. So while it is breathable, we certainly still can build up heat and moisture inside of it. We'll get into that a little bit more. Those are basically your 3-layer hard shells. The outer face fabric, the membrane, and the backing material on the inside. That's really the most popular, I want to say, is the 3-layer hard shell. And for good reason, okay? It's going to give you the most breathability, the most durability, and the most options overall. Now, sometimes you will see, let's move out of a 3-layer jacket and let's go to a 2.5-layer jacket, so 2.5L. So, when I used to see this, I'd be like, what is that? How can we have 2.5 layers, right? What's the half layer? All right, so basically what it is you have your outer face fabric is your first layer, your membrane as your second layer, and then your half layer is basically going to be either maybe a sprayed or printed coating on the back of the membrane. So rather than a actual fabric material backing, it's going to be a spray or printed coating. So there's some advantages and disadvantages to this. Now a jacket here, like a rain jacket like this one, this is my Mountain Equipment Xeno jacket. This is a 2.5 layer, and basically what we have here is a little grid pattern in the back. But it feels kind of plasticky, rubbery here on the back. It's not a silky, smooth material here like these hard shells are. Okay? That's because it doesn't have that material. Okay? So the advantage is it's going to be lighter weight because it doesn't have a third piece of material. So lighter weight is going to give you more packability, okay? And it's just going to be overall, right, lighter, easier to wear. The disadvantage with it, my main disadvantage with it, is that it does feel kind of rubbery, plasticky inside the jacket. Being that it has this coating on the back of the membrane, the coating is breathable, but not as breathable as a material backing would be, okay? So the jacket overall, in general, is going to be less breathable. Now, how much less breathable? Well, as I said before, okay, let's take this jacket here from Mountain Equipment, the Xeno jacket. This uses Mountain Equipment's own type of membrane here. There's a little logo here. It's called Dry Light, okay? Dry Light on its own is about 20,000, rated at 20,000 for breathability. This jacket here, since it has no backing material and it's a sprayed or printed on backing on the back, it's restricting that breathability, and it's rated at 12,000. Okay, so your question would be, all right, well, why would you want that? All right. Well, here's some things. It's lighter. It's a simple rain jacket for me. This is just a jacket that I'm going to throw on when I'm around town. If I go shopping and it's a rainy day. Perhaps even if I'm hiking, right? Just on a nice hike. I'm walking the dog, and it's rainy and nasty out or windy, whatever. This is a great piece. It's not made for high output activities, right? You're not going to be wearing this piece when you're up on top of a mountain, ice climbing, a frozen waterfall, or, skiing down some, crazy mountains. That's not what it's for. So the breathability, even though it's less, in some uses isn't really going to be too bad, right? As a protective shell, going shopping, right? Walking the dog, hill walking, trekking, something. You just need an emergency shell if it should just start raining and you want to pull something light that's packed up in your backpack. That's it, all right? That's going to be the difference. Now, it's also going to be more affordable, all right? It's going to be a cheaper product. So it's going to give you great water protection, great wind protection. It's just not as breathable, so it's not going to be great for higher output activities. But that's basically what a 2.5 layer jacket is, as opposed to a 3-layer. Now, there's also a 2-layer, all right? You may see 2-layer. So, here we can figure this out, right? What's 2-layer going to be? 2-layer is going to be your outer face fabric, and your second layer is going to be your membrane. Now, typically, a 2-layer jacket has 3 layers, okay? You're going to have, as I said, your face fabric, your membrane, and then rather than a backing material or a coating on the back of the jacket, it's going to have perhaps a lining inside of it. Could be a fleece lining. This is the 7J jacket from Helly Hansen. This actually has a mesh lining inside the coat, okay? Helly Hansen makes the crew jacket 2.0. There's a insulated version and a non-insulated version. The insulated version has a fleece lining inside the jacket. Now it's a lining, it's not a backing, okay? It's not a backing on the material, it's a separate material inside the jacket. So stuff like that, okay, is going to be a 2-layer. It's going to be the face fabric, the membrane, and then typically it has a separate lining between the membrane and you. All right? So be it fleece, be it mesh, whatever. Okay, so that's going to give you yet another option. Lastly, let me just get into this. This here is an insulated hard shell. So this is a hard shell. Outside, I believe this is a 70 denier material here. All right, and on the inside, there's actually an insulation layer. So it adds, super extra warmth here on the inside. Now, another important option to look for is to make sure that a well-constructed jacket will have taped seams. So all those seams in the jacket, the different pieces of material that come together in the jacket, be it different sections of the jacket, be it pockets that are put into the jacket, where the hood attaches to the jacket, all that stuff, that inside the jacket you should see a taped seam inside there. And that is going to give you extra protection because your seams are the areas that are most vulnerable for water to penetrate. So if we have a seam here on the outside of the fabric, and water can get into that seam, that behind it it's taped so that it's like a laminate tape so that the water cannot penetrate through that seam and into the jacket. All right, so that's another really good thing to look for. All right, so real quickly here, I brought some stuff down. Let me show you. I brought it here. As I said, this is the mountain equipment Zeno jacket. It's a great lightweight rain jacket. It's a 40 denier, 2.5 layer jacket. Okay, really nice, just for everyday use. This is the Helly Hansen 7J jacket. This is a 2-layer with a mesh backing here inside, all right? Again, just a rain jacket. Next, this is an older jacket from Arc'teryx. This is my Zeta SL. This is a 40 denier jacket. It's one of the lightest weight jackets that Arc'teryx made back then. And it has a backing material here called Paclite. Okay, so designed to be a really lightweight, packable jacket for emergencies again, right? But this is definitely going to be a little more protective and a little more durable than just a normal rain jacket. All right, from there I have my Cortezoo Mountain Hardshell. This is a 70 denier by 140 denier. It has a Dermazax EV lining and a nice kind of silky material here on the inside. Really awesome jacket, durable, great for some skiing, great for climbing, lots of pockets, really, really great jacket. And then the last one that I have here is the Arc'teryx. I'll throw it on. Since this is the last one, I'll put it on. This is the Arc'teryx Alpha SV. So this is a heavy 100 denier 3-layer Gore-Tex Pro hardshell. This is a top-of-the-line piece, okay? This jacket is quite expensive, but it's going to give you the most protection and the most durability in the harshest conditions. All right, great jacket for climbing. It's got high chest pockets. Yeah, nice long sleeves, longer length jacket, bigger, larger fit, big helmet compatible storm hood here. All right, lots of nice features. So take a look at that other video that I did a while back all about hard shells. And, like I said, that explains to you the different types and different features and, the sizing and how they all, are better for different activities. So yeah, and this video, talks more about the materials. So I hope you understand a little bit more about that, what all that is, and also check out that video on the DWR coatings and the PFCs and all that kind of stuff. It's a good thing to know about, and I hope that helped you out today. Thank you very much for watching. I know it's a little longer video, but I think I covered a lot, right? 3-layer, 2.5 layer, and 2 layers, and what the differences are, and the different types of materials that you can find in each layer. All right, so thank you very much for watching. We'll see you back soon with another video. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.